I don't know whether it made the papers down here in Rockport. It certainly made the papers in Cherryfield. Tookie Merrill once became a hero right there in Cherryfield without ever leaving his front porch. Yes, sir, and I'll tell you how he done it. He was sitting out there on his front porch early one morning. It was probably middle of the week. He was reading the Bangor Daily News, Down East edition. No surprise there. The only edition you can get in Cherryfield, you see. When all of a sudden a car come around the corner, tires squealing and all, must have been going 30 miles an hour. Pull up in front of his house, fella jumps out of the car and ran up onto the porch. He wanted to get to Bangor, and he was in some hurry. Well, Tookie's never been in a hurry in his life. He just started off giving him directions. He said, I tell you, you want to get to Bangor? He said, you want to take this road right out in front of the house. You're going to go out of town about 5 miles. He says, and I don't mind telling you, you're going to drive through some of the prettiest country in the state of Maine. Well, the fellow's not interested in that. He's in a hurry, you see. So Tookie tried to speed it up a bit. He said, when you get out of town about 5 miles, you're going to come to a fork in the road. Well, the stranger, trying to hurry him up, he said, does it make any difference which way I go at the fork? Tookie said, not to me it don't. He said, but if you want to get to Bangor, you want to bear to that left side, I'll tell you. It'll get you there a couple of 1,000 miles faster. Well, of course, but now the stranger realized he ain't going to hurry him up at all. So he just stood there and listened. Tookie said, I tell you, once you bear left at the fork of the road, you're going to go down there 2 miles, and on your left-hand side, you're going to see a big red barn. And he stopped just like that, and he looked up. He said, you know, he said, now that I look at it like that, he said, she ain't a red barn tall, she's a green barn. 2 miles after that left in the fork in the road, on your left-hand side, you're going to see a big green. He said, you know, now that I've colored that barn green, I realize she's not on the left-hand side tall, she's on the right-hand side. 2 miles after that left in the fork in the road, on your right-hand side, you're going to see a big green. He said, you know, now that I've moved that barn across the street, I realized I was right in the first place. It is a red barn. 2 miles after that left in the fork in the road, on your right-hand side, you're going to see a big red. He said, you know, curse that barn right there. 8 years ago, the fellow who owns that barn heard about a sale down at the True Value hardware store. And do you think he could ever refuse a sale? No, sir. So he got down there to the True Value hardware store and bought himself about 30 gallons of paint. And he comes back, starts painting his barn. Gets about halfway through, one color on one side and one color on the other, and he gets a call from his daughter out in Canton, Ohio. She just had her first baby. Well, he and Mother drop everything, pack up, and fly out to Canton, Ohio. Stayed out there most of the winter, part of early spring, and by the time they got back around mid to late April, do you know he couldn't remember whether his barn was green and he was painting it red, or whether she was red and he was painting it green. And what's worse, he couldn't find the paint. Well, he asked around. No one else could remember either. No one kept track. Someone suggested a solution. They said, look, why don't you just wait until one of the sides starts peeling? Whatever side starts peeling first is probably the side that was put on first. You just start painting it the other color. He agreed that that was the idea. So now he's still down there waiting for it to peel. And until it does, no one on this side of his barn can remember whether his barn is the red barn on the left heading north, or whether she's the green barn on the right heading south. People on the other side have the same problem in reverse. But I can tell you, 2 miles after that left in the fork in the road, on your left or right-hand side, you are going to see a red or a green barn. Once you see it, don't pay no attention to it. Go right on by. Well, at that moment right there, something inside this stranger snapped right in two. You could just about hear it with your own ears. And he realized, that was a moment of revelation for him, he realized he had probably stopped and asked the very last person in Washington County he should have stopped to ask to get directions to Bangor. But as often happens, it was too late, because from around the same corner, must have been going 35 miles an hour, tires squealing and all, come one of Washington County's crack deputies. He come roaring around that corner, pull up in front of the house, and come up onto Tukey's porch and arrested this fella right on the spot. Put the cuffs right on him. It was quite dramatic. It seems that this fella had just stolen a pair of boots from Frankenstein's department store in Millbridge and was trying to make a getaway to Bangor, and Tukey Merrill stopped him dead in his tracks with his directions. Well, they hauled him off to Machias, this fella, all in chains. They hauled him off to Machias, put the searchlight right on him, and under intense questioning by the crack Washington County Sheriff's Department. You're familiar with the Washington County Sheriff's Department? Well, I won't say any more than that. They discovered that the last time this fella had been in Cherryfield was about 8 years before that, and the only mischief he got into, it seems, was he broke into some fella's barn and stole about 15 gallons of paint. Well, when word of that got out, of course, Tukey Merrill became a hero in Cherryfield, and he never left his front porch. Absolutely true story. Thank you.